You need to draft these running backs in fantasy football. My running back sleeper this year is James Conner. One of the most slept on players year after year after year in fantasy football. He always overperforms if he is healthy. I believe he's going as the RB20 at the current moment. And I have him ranked in our draft guide, by the way. Shameless plug. Go check that out in the description. I have him ranked as my RB15. I think he's going to overperform once again. I'm not concerned about the Trey Benson hype like a guy to my right over here. I think James Conner is going to once again own the entire backfield. I believe that he's going to end up with 250 carries and about 40 to 50 catches. Like I said, when healthy, James Conner is an absolute demon. He had the best season of his career just this past year at close to 30 years old. I don't think there's any decline coming anytime soon, and I think James Conner is a great value in the 5th round right now. Go ahead. Say Trey Benson's name.
Well, now there's actually a little bit of,
now that you mention it.
there's been a report that came out this week, actually from James Conner himself, actually mentioned that Trey Benson and him should be both viewed as RB1. So that's the only concern. I think James Conner is great, actually. I love James Conner. I've been a James Conner fan forever.
When did you become a James Conner fan?
When I drafted him in our Dynasty League.
You've never once said you're a James Conner fan.
It's like one of those unspoken things.
What's understood doesn't need to be said.
Doesn't need.
Haven't you traded him in Dynasty like 5 different times?
Twice.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You really love him.
But he always ends up back home.
I guess so. So you're concerned about Trey Benson?
I am, considering you have a 30-year-old running back. I think that's always a concern in the NFL. I don't care how it could be the best running back. It could be, Kamara, Christian McCaffrey. I think there's always a concern with an older running back with injury history. As James Conner was relatively healthy last year. That was an anomaly for James Conner. I could definitely see Trey Benson eating into some of his work.
I'm not the biggest Trey Benson guy, but I think the injury concern with Conner is a real thing. He's 30 now. He played 16 games last year, but his history,
that's like not
an anomaly.
A normal
13 the year before that, 15, 13, 10, 13. So, he misses games. He does every year. But when he's on the field, he's been an absolute beast. I guess their offense probably isn't going to change much from last year. We've had this talking point on the pod a few times when it comes to Marv, Kyler, Trey McBride, all these guys. So they probably will run the offense through him. It's just, eventually the wheels got to fall off, right? He's a 30-year-old running back, but he did have his best season last year. So it's tough. I think if you're getting him as an RB2, I think it's definitely worth a shot. There's upside there. If you're going like zero RB or whatever, and then you end up with him later on, it's tough to have him as the RB1 case. I know you have him at 15, you said?
I do.
It's a little high. I don't know exactly where I have him on our draft guide, but I've been a James Conner fan for years. My brother always makes fun of me because I literally have him on a team every single year. But Conner's an absolute beast, man. He doesn't show any signs of slowing down. So I guess you just look at what he's put out there, and it's just the injury that concerns me, injury risk that concerns me a little bit.
I just have a question regarding the Cardinals' offense. Like, they were disappointing last year, and it ran through James Conner. Like, I know we say it's not going to change, but why would they run back the same scheme?
Go ahead. You could, yeah.
They
just
the game
called on you like it was.
Thank you for giving me a turn to speak. Because you guys were having some good banter, so I didn't want to interject, but I have the answer to this question. They won games because of James Conner. They didn't lose games because of James Conner. They lost games because of other things that, don't need to be mentioned, but they were at their best when James Conner was toting that rock. Like, he wasn't the problem with the offense. He was, to me, the only positive. If I'm being fair.
By far.
You don't think there's going to be like big changes to how they run the offense?
I think if anything, big changes will come through the passing game.
You think James Conner's like a good pass catcher?
The numbers back. I was actually pleasantly surprised. I'm looking at his career passing numbers, receiving numbers right now. He had 47 receptions for 400 yards.
It's really good.
That's really good.
I'll say this: his floor is
about 35 receptions.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, low key, James Conner has become one of the best pass catching backs in the entire NFL. In terms of reliability out of the backfield, And another thing that keeps him on the field, this matters in the NFL, he's a great pass blocker. I know this doesn't matter in fantasy football, but he will always have a role on third down because he is a great pass blocking running back too. So that puts him on the field. Like Chris said, 35 receptions is his floor. He's going to be involved. They clearly love him. And yes, I get it, like the whole injury concerns, but I'm not going to draft fantasy football teams just solely based on the fact that a guy can get injured. Like I got to take the risk.
Well, it has to be a factor.
It definitely
when the
can
guy
be,
has an injury history.
But I can't just look at that and be like, I really like this player, but he's going to get hurt, so I can't draft him. Like
No.
I just can't do that.
Because he's coming off like his best career year,
Yes.
but also the first year of his career where he's played 16 plus games.
Yeah.
So it's like he really does have he hasn't had any season-ending injuries, but that's
Yes.
where it kind of becomes more real. Like you kind of know with James Conner,
It's coming.
aside from last year, he's going to miss a couple games. What I will say in his favor, though, his last 4 years, 2021 he finished as the PPR running back 5 in 15 games, and then 2022 and 2023 he played 13 games in each of those. He was the RB 19 and 18. So
Yeah.
even in 13 games, so it's kind of just like it sucks drafting a guy that you know is going to miss a couple games, but Connor's one of them guys who, like, as long as he's healthy for fantasy playoffs, and I could get by the 2-3 games he misses,
Right.
because like on a points per game basis, he's typically up there near the top 10, top 15, and it's like you're getting him at RB 20, so it's like if he misses a couple games, is he going to finish as a top 15, top 10 running back? Like in overall, no. But in points per game, he'll probably be up
Yes.
there. And if he's healthy for playoff time, like getting a guy who's going to produce like the RB 12-ish at RB 20 come fantasy playoff time, that's the steal there. But that's the risk you're playing. Like you're hoping he's going to be healthy come playoff time.
My running back buy in redraft this year is going to be a guy that gets it done the nasty way. I'm talking about Chicago Bears running back DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift, if you watch him play football, you might watch him play and say, hey, this guy's not a very good running back. And you'd be absolutely right. DeAndre Swift is not a great running back. He is not a talent like James Conner or anything like that. And I don't necessarily think his ceiling is super high, like RB1 or even like top 15. I think that's not out of the cards, but that's really, really hard to do. But Swift in his whole career, every season he's finished no lower than the RB21. 18 his rookie year, 15, 21, 20, 19. He may miss a couple of games. He's done that throughout his career too, but he catches passes, he'll score some touchdowns, and with Ben Johnson coming to town, I know people are going to throw the name. Chris is going to throw the name Roschon Johnson at me, and it's a legit concern that he's going to take some touchdowns from him. But David, was it Monty or was it Jamal Williams that was the Jamal Williams year, right?
Yes.
Jamal Williams did the same thing, and Swift still finished as an RB2. So I'm not going to sell you on the tremendous upside of DeAndre Swift because it has a limit for sure. But I think if you go in the early rounds and you take in the first 5 rounds, you take one running back and you need a reliable RB2, I think Swift could be that guy for you. I think it's a perfect pick. I have him ranked at 19 in our draft guide, little higher than the rest of you, but the Bears bolstered this offensive line. They added Joe Thuney, Jonah Jackson, Drew Dalman, all in the interior. They want to run the ball. They want to make his life, the running backs' lives easier because he's just not very good at hitting the gaps as a running back. So if he has great offensive line help, that'll make that a lot easier. Like I said, he's going to catch passes out of the backfield, and I think Swift he's being drafted at RB27. I really don't think he's going to finish there at all. I think he'll easily surpass his ADP.
I agree with you fully.
Yeah, I mean, I hate DeAndre Swift, well-known DeAndre Swift hater, and I think he's going to outperform his average draft position. I have him higher in the draft guide, too. He's finished no lower in his career than 21st in PPR.
No, I
Crazy.
said that, but okay. Yeah.
Oh, did you?
No, yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. This is how much I fucking pay attention.
Definitely said those
sometimes, I swear.
exact words.
No, you're 100% right, though.
Yeah.
You're 100% right,
I
though.
think it also speaks volumes that the Bears didn't draft a running back. I fully thought
Right.
that they were going to go into the draft and take one of the running backs this is the running back draft. I thought they were going to take somebody, but they stuck to their guns and they're sticking with DeAndre Swift, at least for this season. So in terms of fantasy, I mean, I really don't think Roshan's really any kind of threat. I like DeAndre Swift a lot this year.
I think they could both eat. You mentioned it.
I agree.
Jamal Williams, 8, and DeAndre Swift was still a back-end RB2.
Yeah, I don't think he's like taking his job. I think he's safe enough to be
Agreed.
an RB2. So
I think I look at Swift like we've looked at Najee Harris the past couple of years. Like
gross.
you just close your eyes and make the pick, but you know you're getting an RB2. You know, I think that's kind of how I'm looking at Swift. So it's a safe pick. Like I said, I think he easily outperforms his ADP. He's done it every year of his career. He did it last year with a really bad offensive line and terrible play calling. So I don't see how he doesn't do it this year.
I will say one thing though. Ben Johnson benched his ass once. He might do it again.
He might, but he can't. Like I just don't.
What
think,
else do they have?
Right, they got like
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna go to Roshan as the full-time guy.
Like, what the fuck did they have when he got benched with,
I think something else that's in Swift's favor is he didn't score a receiving touchdown last year, which I think is pretty interesting because it's the first time in his career he's played a full 17, but the only year he didn't score a receiving touchdown. Like, he's going to score probably a couple receiving
2 or 3, yeah.
He's a dynamic player with the ball in his hands. You know he's going to get probably like 45, 50 receptions. So he's going to house a few of those. If he could break off like a few more explosive plays than he did last year, you're looking at a top 15 running back compared to the RB19 last year. So
And the thing,
I think there's still like some upside for him to jump into being a high-end RB2, and I think his floor is a low-end RB2. He's getting drafted way later than what I think we all believe his floor is. So he's probably the easiest pick to make in drafts right now at cost.
7th round, I think it is.
6, 7.
6, 7.
Legitimately.
6, 7.
He's also one of those guys that even if you don't draft him, week 2 or 3 or 4, whatever, he'll have a bad week, and you can maybe go get him on the cheap, and then he could come back and be still be solid for the rest of the year. So
All it takes is one bad game for Swift, and then people are just gonna throw him away.
Like, I have a guy ranked under him as my sleeper, but other than those two guys, I think there's like a really big drop off in running backs after Swift.
Yes.
Which is why it's like he's kind of like a must on every team.
Yeah.
Where it's like if you need a running back, because those next couple rounds after that, there's a big drop off in the tier of running back. Like, so yeah, I think he's an easy smash. Another smash pick for me though, going at around the same range, is going to be Kaleb Johnson, rookie from the Steelers. I think this is just a classic case of rookie opportunity meeting skill set and kind of coming in the middle. I think Kaleb Johnson is, out of the fantasy football players, like skill position players, he's probably the most underrated rookie, like undervalued rookie, I think, in all formats. In Dynasty, too. I don't think enough people are talking about him, but he goes into a system where the guy you just mentioned, Najee Harris, leaves behind about 250 touches. And I know the pushback here, like you kind of mentioned, Roshan, with yours, the pushback here is Jalen Warren. They could both eat. I feel
like Jalen Warren's not like a
dynamic,
he's not a prototypical RB1. So I think he's just bound to be behind
especially in a Tomlin-led offense. Like, we know
Arthur Smith.
You're right. Yeah. Tomlin's not calling the plays. Obviously, he's more of a defensive guy, but Tomlin wants his team to be able to ground and pound and get physical, and that's kind of exactly what Kaleb Johnson embodies. And the turnoff is 4.57 40. Like, he was slow in the combine. He disappointed a lot of people in the combine, but like, you turn on some Kaleb Johnson film, like, he's not slow.
No.
And his
plays fast.
Second gear, I guess, like, once he gets some steam rolling, like, he's up there with the fastest people in the open field. And, he's not like Tyreek Hill fast, but like, he very similar to how Derrick Henry is fast. Like, Derrick Henry, I don't know what his 40 time was, but it probably wasn't.
No, it was 4.51. Yeah, it was
right. It wasn't
very
crazy,
similar.
but like Derrick Henry,
their build speed.
He has top end speed.
Yes.
So,
yeah. When he gets up there, like, he's running fast and he can run through you. We know Kaleb Johnson can handle the full workload. He's not gonna in this offense because they love Jalen Warren, and Jalen Warren profile is much better as a run blocker, a pass blocker.
He's
Run blocker
the way as a fullback.
crazy, yeah. As a pass blocker and a receiving back, but Kaleb Johnson was amongst the top of college football in rushing yards last year. Basically every major statistic, he was obviously Genty was historic, but if it wasn't a historic Genty year, Caleb Johnson would have led all of college in a lot of rushing stats. And, he could break off a big play at any time. He was up there amongst the top and explosive. So I think he goes into a system that they need him to be good because, like I said, Najee Harris leaves behind a lot of opportunity. They need to be able to ground and pound the ball and rely on their defense and not make Aaron Rodgers have to win you games every single week. They need to be able to rely on their run. So I think at RB29, I think Caleb Johnson, and we see it all the time with these rookie running backs who there's some he's not Bucky Irving, completely different players, but there's questions about their college profile coming out, and then they just come in and are good NFL players. And the 40 time and the combine doesn't really matter because they're just good at football. Caleb Johnson, you turn on the film, Caleb Johnson is a good football player. And I think a lot of times that typically wins out. So I like Caleb Johnson at RB29.
Yeah, I mean,
Fully agree.
I like him at where he's being drafted. I'm kind of indifferent because I do see the Jaylen Warren role not going anywhere. I think he will be the pass catcher of this. I'm more concerned that Warren would be the guy to be in line for a full workload than Caleb Johnson. Honest to God. I really am.
I mean,
I
don't
just
matter.
don't
But I don't think either
Yeah,
will.
it don't matter who's more in line for it because neither of them are getting it.
Bijan Robinson didn't get the full workload his rookie, as good as he was.
I just
coming
feel
out,
like-
so
I like the way you said Bijan.
I have to. We got yelled at for it too. Yeah.
I just feel like you look at Caleb Johnson, you watch his tape, you look at his physicals. Like, I know he didn't test the best in the combine, but like, that's an RB1. That's a workhorse archetype running back right there. Like, I just don't see that with Jaylen Warren as many, as much consistency as he's had. I just feel like you take Caleb Johnson in the third round for a reason. There's definitely been stuff out of camp that Caleb Johnson's been an end zone magnet. And I just believe in him more than I do Jaylen. I think Jaylen Warren's the perfect RB2. I don't feel like he's going to take over any kind of role other than what he's been already doing.
I tend to agree with that. I think Jaylen Warren's really good at what he does. Like,
Right.
really, really good at what he does. I think Caleb Johnson could be he could be a superstar running back.
Yeah.
I really see that. Maybe not in year one, but regardless. But Jaylen Warren, like Dean said, Jaylen Warren at his best is just a complimentary running back.
That's fair.
And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter though, because they're both going to be
they're both
utilized.
they're both gonna be
The
involved.
thing with Caleb Johnson is you draft him hoping he scores double-digit touchdowns.
Yes.
Which to me is 100% in the cards.
My sleeper right now, I'm going to take Zach Charbonnet. We already have reports out of camp that Ken Walker is banged up as he usually is. He missed practice today, I guess, with a foot injury. Zach Charbonnet already replicated Ken Walker's stats from last season. They had the same stats basically, and Zach, I don't think he's better than Ken pound for pound, but I think he's a better pass blocker. I think he could be a better receiver. I just like Zach Charbonnet at ADP, running back 34. Zach finished RB25 last year. I think that's a good value for Zach Charbonnet. Like, you're bound to get at least 4 or 5 starts from him. And he was a baller when he started in fantasy. He was putting up 15, 20 points on the regular. Even when he wasn't starting and Ken Walker was playing, Zach Charbonnet's floor was like 10 points. He got his work in every game. I just think he's a safe play.
Yeah, if you're a Ken Walker owner, first of all, he's a must draft because I had Ken Walker in one of my leagues last year and just when Ken Walker misses time, you just plug Charbonnet in, you feel great about
And their
it. you know?
ADP's getting
Plug him with everything
closer
you
and
got.
closer
It is,
every
yeah.
year too, so
But-
it's weird.
With Charbs, I think he's perfect if you go heavy receiver or take a quarterback or a tight end early, and because like you said, Ken Walker's bound to miss at least 2 to 3 games every year, pretty much. So at least those games you don't have to worry.
Can't even stay healthy the second week in training camp.
Right? Yeah,
Oh,
you
that's
could
crazy,
throw
yeah.
Charbonnet in at some point. It's just but if Ken Walker is out there, Charbs isn't really utilized all that much. So, but I think it's a fine pick. He's going so late that even if you get three good games out of him, anything more than that,
Right.
it would be awesome. But even if you get 3 solid games out of him,
Like extended Ken Walker being out, I
He's a
think
league
Zach
winner.
Charbonnet is an
yes.
RB1.
he's a league
Yes.
Like, legit.
If you guaranteed me that Ken Walker was out for an entire season, I'd probably have Zach Charbonnet in my top 15.
I fully, completely, 100% agree. He was
yeah.
a baller when
Yeah, he was really
Ken
good.
was out. Ken just is a little bit better.
That's even debatable. But
I don't think it is. I think Ken Walker's
I
definitely a
don't-
more explosive runner. He's just dynamic with the ball. Zach Charbonnet is more of like a cookie cutter running back, but he's good in fantasy.
they're both
I-
really good at their own things.
I won't be drafting him.
Sharps.
Yeah. I don't enjoy Zach Charbonnet hoops. I don't enjoy watching watching it. I don't want to root for it.
That's just
I don't think he's good at football.
I feel
That's
like
just wrong.
Being a hater.
I
though.
don't. Yeah, sure.
no. That's objectively
How
wrong.
is he not
He
good
is
at
good
football?
I don't think he's that good.
How.
I think he got blessed with opportunity and he did good with it, but
He graded 15th out of 47 running backs in the NFL last year.
He's also, by the way, elite pass blocker and elite pass catcher. So
8
out of
touchdowns,
at the running back position.
4.2 yards a carry is not
just
the best, but
just not my cup of tea. I just don't enjoy watching him.
he doesn't fumble either. 0 fumbles last year.
Yeah, no, he. Not to mention, top 10 in yards after contact
Yo, bro,
per attempt, bro.
Get his fucking weenie out your mouth.
I like Zach Charbonnet, the player. I'm just.
Was it your player?
He also,
Or no, I'm confused.
He also has 0 drops.
0 drops.
0 drops, 0 fumbles.
On
Dude's reliable.
47 targets.
And he doesn't get hurt. That's a reliable running back right there.
It's because the guy in front
Listen,
of him.
he's not sexy. He's kind of ugly.
No, whoa.
But he's a reliable running back. He has a cool name, and I'm drafting Zach Sharp.
A cool name.
I don't enjoy his name either. That might be part of it. I don't think Zach Charbonnet is a tough name.
I like
I
his
think
name.
it's sick.
I don't think it's that tough.
Zach Sharps.
Sharps is.
I think Sharps is a
Whack.
fine pick. Yeah, I like it.
I don't-
Obviously,
he just don't really move me. I think he's very average at which is good.
Well, I'm not taking him as my RB1,
I'm not
2,
saying
or-
I'm not saying you're making a bad selection at all. I'm just saying I won't be partaking in it.
Okay.
I don't disagree with anything you said, but overall, I think he's just average at everything. I don't think he's really particularly good at any aspect.
So
which is fine.
I agree on a
Yeah.
football field, but I think in fantasy, he's a baller.
Oh yeah, with the opportunity, if Ken Walker's not there, with that opportunity, being average at everything, he's gonna get some reception. He's gonna get the bulk of the carries, and he's gonna score some touchdowns.
Like his points per game
Yeah.
in fantasy when Ken Walker's out is actually better than Ken Walker.
yeah, he also had 8
because of his
touchdowns
pass
last year, so-
catching ability and
Maybe part of it is I know the year I haven't drafted him in his short 2-year career. I haven't had him on any teams. I know the year I draft him, Ken Walker will play a full 17.
Yep.
And it'll be a waste.
Oh,
of pick.
absolutely
Yep.
will happen.
Maybe that's
yeah.
just my luck.
That's
but
just the.
I guess that's the drawback, right? You're
Yeah.
you're not.
he's not free.
It
you know what I
sucks
mean?
that you
No.
can't guarantee a Ken Walker injury. I feel like
You
you
basically
kinda
can, yeah.
you,
you know.
can basically pencil him in for 2 to 3 games.
So Zach Charbonnet had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 starts. He had 18 points, 26 points, 38 points, 14 points, 10 points, 9 points.
No, he was unreal.
That's
Like-
insane.
Jordan Mason or Zach Charbonnet?
Charbonnet.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
Whoa.
I go Mason.
Why?
I don't think it's crazy. They're going one spot apart.
I feel
think the thing with Mason is I think he has, to me, I think he's going to have more standalone value.
Yes.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with that.
But even
Which is why I draft him over him.
but Sharps was putting up points in games that he wasn't starting.
But when you say points, what's he putting up?
12, 10, 6, 11, 12. Like
Come on, don't leave out
Don't-
the bad
why are you
one.
leaving out these other
Why
games,
would
bro?
he say the bad ones?
Why are we conveniently forgetting things
I
here?
mean, he
dude?
was overall he was the RB25 last year. So
No, he had a really
standalone,
good
he
year,
was
and
value
he
last year.
had
yeah.
some. Well, he was the RB25 because
And he's
of
still only 24.
like,
right.
38-point
Yeah,
game,
yeah,
25
yeah,
point.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
No,
like
he
Games
had a
Sharp.
really
player.
good year.
had opportunity. He
Yeah,
started.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm talking about standalone value,
Right.
with Ken Walker.
I guess standalone.
I think
sure.
Jordan Mason, I think that might be a true 50-50 split.
But
It will.
Aaron Jones goes
With
down
the-
and Ken Walker goes down. Who are you taking, Sharps or Jordan Mason? I'm taking Charbonnet.
it's close.
I'm gonna be honest with
Yo,
you.
Jordan Mason was balling last
I'm
year,
taking
bro.
Jordan Mason still.
But Charbonnet was
Mason's
actually
behind the best offensive line. of
Jordan
football.
Mason
Sick.
actually was too.
Are you forgetting
Charbonnet-
the fact that Jordan Mason started the season legitimately leading the close
He was
to leading the league
in
in
rushing
rushing?
for 6 weeks.
Like that
In-
man is different.
in San Francisco.
Well, he's
feel
in
like it's
Minnesota
different.
with the best
It's
offensive
different.
line in football.
It's different.
And a Kevin O'Connell offense.
Bro,
And
he
Aaron
had
Jones is the best running back in the league last year, no?
177, 123, 89, 73. That's really good. That's really, really good. No,
Nobody said
Charbonnet
Aaron
was
Jones
really,
was the
really
best
good
running
too.
back in the NFL.
No, I would take Jordan Mason.
It's close. So like,
Yeah.
if both guys were the RB1, like it's a conversation. I'd maybe lean Charbonnet honestly because I think he has more pass catching juice. But like, it's close.
I would.
But Jordan
definitely
Mason
lean
definitely to me has more standalone value.
Yeah.